Well, a good afternoon and a warm welcome to Craven Park, the Northern Competitions Stadium, for this historic afternoon. We have a live action for you coming up very shortly. It's Cumbria versus Nigeria. The first time this Nigerian team have played outside of Africa, and it's here at the home of Barrow Raiders, facing a Cumbrian team this afternoon full of experience, Championship and Super League, and we are in for an absolute belter of an afternoon. And it's not just me, it's not just the players. I've got two legends of the game, of the radio, of the TV, and as it turns out, of Nigeria next to me at my right hand side. First of all, Nigerian rugby league expert, Barrow Island legend, Mr. Graham Dale. Alongside him, the voice known by many Maras, Jordan Weir, joins us as well this afternoon. Welcome to you both. Are you excited for this one?
I am. It's going to be an intriguing game. Like I say, it's a first. And I watched the Cumbrian lads training the other night. They look quite sharp. So, and this Nigerian side are an enigma, aren't they? We don't know. We don't know what we're going to get. They look big, powerful athletes, though.
They sure do look like big, powerful athletes. There's plenty of players from all different levels in this Nigerian team. We will go through that shortly. But now, I believe we're going to go through something we're not kind of used to at this ground. National anthems, as well as the dignitaries coming out to introduce themselves to the players on the field. We've got Jonathan Brook. He is the leader of Westmoreland and Furness. Is that what they call it now?
How do I know that? And you're from this way. Come on.
We've got Fred Chatfield, the mayor of Barrow. We've got Raymond Gill, the mayor of Whitehaven, and David Farrer, the mayor of Workington. They're today's dignitaries. They're going to be shaking hands for this historic afternoon, starting with the Nigerian team, led of course by Alan Kilshaw. He's the coach of this team. Paul Crary, of course, the coach of Cumbria. And as we just go through this now, I mean, dare we do it, boys? Dare we go through the teams before we do national anthems, or do we save it?
I think we get through it. Go on, go on. Let's run through the Cumbria lineup first. Let's run through the home side.
We'll start with the home side then, Cumbria, with their usual fullback, Luke Cresswell, and vice-captain as well this afternoon. On one side, we've got Luke Broadbent and Curtis Steer, another Barrow combination there. On the other side is Jordan Burns from Whitehaven, teaming up with Shane Toll of Barrow. Standoff will be Jake Carter alongside Ellis Archer. That's the town pairing there. Harvey Hill from Hull FC starts at prop forward alongside today's captain, the experienced Brad Singleton, the Castleford man. That's two massive props starting for this Cumbrian team. In between them, the hooker, Ellison Holgate, another man from Whitehaven. Second row, we've got Connor Holliday from Haven and Ellis Gillum, now of course, of Super League with Toulouse. And Finn McMillan, the rookie this year, starting this afternoon at loose forward, the Raiders man. Interchanges, 5 interchanges today for the Raiders. We've got Max Anderson-Muir, Tom Walker, Steve Scully, Jordan Thompson and Jake Pearce. So plenty. Predominantly, it's Barrow and Whitehaven with a sprinkle of Workington and a little bit of Super League class in there as well. As for Nigeria then, do not judge me, do not time me, do not do anything. I mean, do we bring in Graham or do we save it, Graham?
Well, you can name the position and I'll name the player if you want.
I'll share it, shall
try.
we?
Yeah.
I'll start. We've got Rio Corkill. I'll go one, you go one.
We've got Rio Corkill. You've started halfway down the list.
I know I have.
Starting at number 1, we've got Caleb Adatone. At number 2, we've got Jibola Okin. At number 3, centre, we've got Femi Akintoyo. At 4, we've got Pierce Agoho Erijo. Number 5, on the wing, we've got Abdullah Balogun. At 6, we've got Rio Corkill.
We know that one.
Yeah.
We know that one.
I'm glad he's playing. In 7, we've got Alex Onayeshi. At 14, and at prop, we've got Dan Okoro. We've got Jibril Olajidi, Leo Aliyu, Michael Ogunwale, which
you can say you know him.
Locals will know this guy from ex-Raiders. Ania Fano Oski, and coming in at 13, Mizzy Mustafa.
Great effort. Great. I applaud you, Graham. We're just now going to take a moment as we go through the national anthems for both Cumbria and Nigeria.
Well, that took us by surprise. We weren't expecting the God Save the King. We're now going to have the Nigerian national anthem. Dan, you've got the name of his?
As we play the Nigerian national anthem, Nigeria, we hail thee.
There we go.
So there we go then, there's your national anthems, God Save the King, and of course Nigeria, We Hail Thee. One of my favourite national anthems, that obviously classic guys, isn't it?
One we normally only hear every 4 years, I imagine. When the Olympics.
And there's the sound of the brand new hooter position right next to my earlobe. I swear.
Well done, this is the second time we've heard the national anthem in 48 hours. At least there's not 18 Australians here ready to ruin the afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, it is Cumbria that are going to get this one underway shortly with Jake Carter, the Workington Town man, of course, starting in his standoff position today. Cumbria playing in their Cumbrian colours of the black shirt with the white stripes, black shorts, black and white socks. Nigeria in their predominantly white shirt with a green pattern across the shorts and a green V going over the chest. And here we go then, history gets underway here at Barrow Raiders Craven Park, the Northern Competition Stadium. Nigeria with their first attack of the afternoon, shifting this one right through the middle. Plenty of players that have come from academy setups, Super League academy setups, should I say. There's some players here that play in their own country from the amateur state. Some we're going to call them unattached at the moment because they're hard to find information on. We've just got nice big question marks. Some from colleges and universities. A good mixture of players throughout. But there's also some good size in this team, as Dan Okoro, I believe, a former is he a Warrington man. Graham, you're the Nigerian expert this afternoon.
Yeah, Dan Okoro, he's currently, his latest team is at Keighley. At Doncaster, sorry.
End of that set. Kicked up high for the Nigerians, gone straight down the throat of Luke Broadbent, and Cumbria have their first attack of the afternoon, starting on the 40-metre mark, just inside their own half, as Shane Toll, a Scottish international as well as a Cumbrian representative, moves Raiders forward as Curtis Tier juggles with that one. He's eventually dropped by the Nigerian number 7. That's Alex Onye-Ashi with the bleach blonde hair, and the ball has come loose. First set for the Cumbrians, and it's not a great set. The ball has been fumbled out, collected by Femi Akintoye. I'll tell you.
It's definitely not a start that Paul Crary will have wanted for his side. A meek start, I'd say, from Nigeria. Some good hit-ups, but it's sort of pretty much as you'd expect. Although it looks like a little knock-on from dummy half, which they've been able to get away with the Nigerians. But I think an early message will be from Paul Crary, just to complete your sets and try and take advantage. Take advantage. It could be, it's going to be a couple, 3 or 4 minutes, you'd imagine, of a hard going, and then you might expect some gaps starting to open up out wide to try and take advantage. But these first couple of sets, it's going to be quite competitive, quite fiery, you'd imagine, and you'd be wanting to just complete your sets.
Yeah, I mean, it's a given in any game, isn't it, to make sure you start really well. And I watched these guys train the other night, and they were looking pretty sharp. And I know Cresta was looking at middle edge. Middle edge was a phrase that was used all the time. So I know he's wanting to look at the middle guys to really hold this Nigerian team, hopefully to create some space on the edges. Like you say, that first set was just spoilt a little bit there, but they look as though they're getting themselves together here. And like you say, after 10 minutes, like you've just said, Jordan, that the physicality might start to take its toll after quarter of an hour, 20 minutes.
Raiders now then moving within 20, moving it down that left side, trying to find some space through, but it's been spilled at the last second by Jordan Burns, the Whitehaven man. That's another opportunity goes begging for Cumbria.
You're on autopilot already.
Why?
You said Raiders.
Did I?
Absolutely, just autopilot. It's just autopilot. It's just what we're used to, isn't it? It could be an interesting afternoon. But yeah, I don't think Paul Crary will be too happy with what he's seen so far from his Cumbrian side. That's 2 sets, 2 incomplete sets, and like you said, the message will be getting out there, no doubt. Let's complete, because let's be completely honest. If you complete, shouldn't be getting too far away from the try line this afternoon.
I mean, one thing we didn't speak about before kick-off, obviously we had the national anthems there, but I've got to come to use to my professional summarisers this afternoon. I was trying to find the right words, but I didn't want it to be too insulting. But I'm going to go for some score predictions. As Nigeria have just lost the ball, so as we form this scrum, I'm going to come to you first, Graham, for some score predictions today. What do you
score prediction today? I can see this being no disrespect to Nigeria, but I think especially second half they'll tire, and we might see a little mini glut of points in the second half. So Cumbria will run out maybe 28, 30 points to 6.
So we'll come to Jordan shortly for his prediction as Cumbria now are moving within 5 of the line, looking for their first points of the afternoon, darting over the line there, can't quite find the whitewash. So play continues, it comes out towards this right side. Cumbria shifting this one out towards this right edge. It's coming into the hands of Tia, out the back to Toll. Toll cuts it back inside, shrugs off one, tries to get through the middle there, but it's Alayu that's made that tackle in the end. Still within 10 metres now as Archer shifts the play again towards the middle where Finn McMillan, the Raiders man, is stopped again just a few metres in front of the post. Out towards this left-hand side now then. Coming flying out the line that time, this Nigerian team, stopping any sort of attack. It's now 5th and last chance for Cumbria on this set to go over, going down the short side, trying to find a space on the edges. They've found a space. And it's going to be the first points of the afternoon. It's going to go to Luke Broadbent, the Raiders winger on that far left-hand side. 4 minutes on the clock. It's now Cumbria 4, Nigeria 0.
Yeah, they played that well there, Dan. They moved it into the middles. They tried, they nearly got over, and that created some space. He had the numbers on the left edge, and they just got in there. Luke gleefully ran round the back and put the ball back down nice. So that'll settle the Cumbrians down and just get them into a bit of a rhythm, I think.
Yeah, that's what you want. They're going to have to be patient at times, I think, at Cumbria this afternoon. The defence that they may be used to they might not going to get as much. It might not, you imagine he might just sit back a little bit. It might not be as in your face. Then balls out the back might not actually be as useful this afternoon. They were on that occasion. Ball up the goal to the left-hand side edge, and then Broadbent in the left-hand side corner. And I'd imagine we're going to see a lot of that this afternoon. You'd imagine a lot of Cumbria points. I think, in my opinion, Graham was a little bit too kind to Nigeria. If I don't expect Cumbria to be, I expect them to be winning by 48, 50 points quite easily, Dan, I'll be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see the Cumbrians just keep that middle, the middle third of the field, just test them up the middle, see what they've got defensively for the next 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, and that will tire them out as well, which will make the space on the edges more apparent. Because these are largely amateur. Half of the team, no disrespect to them, they're not used to playing at this speed and level, and that's got to be the way forward. Boss the middle, and then when they do go out wide, punch holes in the centres and link up.
So 6-0 it is then to the Cumbrians here at Craven Park, the Northern Competition Stadium, the home of Barrow Raiders. Their first Cumbrian fixture here since that demolition job against the USA back in 2007, I believe. Was that right?
Yeah, it was there. I was there for that. I was sat somewhere in that grandstand. I mean, just to make you feel a bit old, Dan, I was 13. Yeah, that's how long ago it was since Cumbria's played here. Was it 8 to 18 years?
Oh dear. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. They're making them.
Where was it they played at Whitehaven? The Cumbrian played at Whitehaven not that long ago.
A couple of 2 seasons ago. Played Wales and Carl Gairmore's testimonial.
Before that, it was Jamaica, wasn't it?
Yeah, at Derwent Park, yeah.
I've enjoyed some good Cumbrian nights over the last few years, and let's hope that this cycle of watching Cumbria play during a pre-season continues. As it's Cumbria now back on the ball. The fast hands of the Hull FC man Harvey Hill shifting that one out towards that left-hand side. As the Cumbria team now make it up towards and just inside the halfway mark. So they've edged into Nigeria's half, but it is fifth and last tackle. Broadbent has decided to run down that left-hand side. He's found a good offload to Ellis Gillam. Ellis Gillam's managed to throw that one back in play, but no one's there to catch it. There has been a boot to ball. Play continues towards that left side. Eventually collected by the white Nigerian shirt down there. And play continues then, and I thought, were my eyes playing tricks on me, or was that Ellis Gillam running down the wing?
That was Ellis Gillam running down the wing. He hasn't done an awful lot of that in recent seasons, although unless they've changed into a winger over in the south of France, yeah, not a place you see him an awful lot.
It was good though. They exploited the space because they dropped back for the kick, and they didn't kick, and they went wide, and like you say, a better final pass, and that would have been a try.
So Nigeria now then, yeah, they're slipping quite a lot. We've seen that a few times already in the opening 10 minutes of this fixture. It has been putting a little bit of rain intermittently. Fantastic job of the pitch though. Shout out to the groundsman Simon Clark, who's done a grand job over the last few weeks and months getting this pitch in tip-top condition. As the kick comes over the top then, collected by Cresswell to Shane Toll. Shane Toll threw out one dummy. He's got away, he's got around the first man. Almost got round the fullback there, Adatona, before the tackle is completed. But now, just like that, the Cumbrians find themselves right back on the front foot and within 20 metres with Broadbent, ball in hand. He's been very active in the opening 10 minutes or so, the Raiders man. As Cumbria now then get an offload away to Carter. Carter shifts this one back out towards the middle. Another slip, that time by Holgate. Tackle complete as Cresswell moves direction towards this right-hand side. Archer takes a dummy, fires for the line, and it's going to be try number 2 of the afternoon for Cumbria. This time it's the Workington Town man, Ellis Archer, that goes over. Another big 4 points on the board. It's Cumbria 10, Nigeria 0.
Yeah, space is starting to appear out there really early on in this game. We're barely 10 minutes in, and third try, is that down? Second try, sorry. Again, they're starting to look pretty formidable, this Cumbrian side.
Yeah, that all started with the fantastic running out the back with Chainsaw, collecting the ball, fetching it forward and breaking through pretty much the 6 or 7 bodies that were in front of him. Ever since then, Cumbria were just on the front foot. Nigeria always looking to try and recover the numbers, and they were never going to be able to. And then not the best, most fantastic looking dummy you'll ever see from Ellis Archer, who of course hasn't played a lot of rugby this season under John Tigoli at Workington, but in alongside Jay Carter this afternoon. But it was enough for him to get over just to the right hand side of the post, and Carter looking to go 2 from 2.
Yeah, it is. It's good to see these players, like I said, they're forming they've obviously trained well together on this. I'm not sure if they've had 3 or 4 sessions, but they've sort of bonded really well, and they're starting to link up really well. And just saying there, it's great to see Ellis Gillam on this field again. You know, he's a cracking player, isn't he, Dan? We were worried about whether the Barrow would miss him. I think they did miss him for a while, and again, I think the only back end of this season is the kind of sort of getting to back where they were without him, and it's great to see him have a go at Super League next year.
An unusual, unsuccessful conversion attempt from Jake Carter. I thought it was almost a given from his angle there, but maybe he slipped in the run-up. But it remains Cumbria 10, Nigeria 0. Tries from Broadbent and Ellis Archer as Cumbria now then with the big man Harvey Hill running right down the middle. Recently signed for Hull FC. Spent a little bit of time down here as well as Raiders now then throw that one out towards that left side. They've got the numbers. Can they bring the ball back on the inside? The ball has come through. Has it been come off the boot? Is it just going to hold up? Is it going to hold up? Stretching for the ball. The referee takes a look and it's good. It's going to be a second try in 2 minutes for Cumbria. And the third of the afternoon. Fantastic work there.
Yeah, fantastic work, but a 4-pointer from here, Dan, I don't believe should have been given. I think there's a knock-on over on the left-hand side, and the camera, who's obviously just in front of us as well, will probably pick that up a lot better than our eyes will. But I feel that pass back inside hit the ground, and I thought it come off the ground of a Cumbria man. But Cumbria will take it, the kick put through, and it was Ellison Holgate being in support as he's done all season in the chocolate blue and gold, the Whitehaven, in a fantastic professional debut season for Ellison Holgate. Plenty of suitors before he made his step up to professional game, and still plenty of suitors now for Ellison Holgate. Still no announcement on where he'll be playing his rugby next season, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, great to see that the young hook has been able to get over for his
where
did
he sign from? Was it Kells?
Wafbrow.
Right.
It's nice to see three
Such a rich vein of talent up there, isn't there?
3 Cumbrian players on the ball from 3 different Cumbrian teams. 3 Cumbrian players, of course. Barrow, Workington, and now Holgate from Whitehaven. Not too many more to go through, I think, apart from the odd ones out, shall we say. We've got Toulouse, Castleford and Hull FC. Well, the way that this afternoon has started in the opening 13 minutes, I think some of these Cumbrian players could end up lining up for these tries. Successfully converted by Jake Carter. Now makes it Cumbria 16, Nigeria 0. Graham saying 30 plus, Jordan 45, 50 plus. We could be there by half time.
Did I tell you that was a first half prediction?
No backtracking now, my friend. There's no backtracking now.
So I think there's a little bit of confusion about where that kick's going to go, but it is eventually kicked off deep downfield by Onyeashi. The blonde-haired number 7. Offload gets away, and it was almost a 3-on-1 scenario down on this right edge. But the ball was just being fumbled at the last second by Connor Holliday. Nigeria now find themselves in a great position. And
that's where we've seen that's what's going to cause the issue, isn't it? That in the 2 test series of England, the England test so far, that's what's caused England problems. It's been that offloads that they just haven't been able to negate. And when you've got a side, which Australia obviously have been a better side than England in these last 2 games, and Cumbria are a better side than Nigeria, you see in that offload game is going to be really important for Cumbria if they are going to look to break from deep. Not that they should need to an awful lot, but that's going to be a big part of the game this afternoon. But it needs to stick. Wasn't able to on that occasion, and now Nigeria get the first look at Cumbria's red zone.
It takes a true Cumbrian to sit here and compare this Cumbria versus Nigeria game to England versus Australia. Well, that's what you get live here on BBC Radio Cumbrian this afternoon, as Nigeria now move to within 10 metres, spreading this one out towards this left-hand side, collected by Onyeashi. He's been dropped just inside the 10. The Nigerian team lining their players up heavy on this left-hand side, switching it back in towards the middle. It's just the speed they play. You can tell that it's almost like they've dropped down a gear compared to the Cumbrian players at the level that they're at. Nothing more to expect I suppose, as Dan Okoro now on the last tackle, in between the sticks. The ball comes out towards this right-hand side. A slip once again. Nigeria struggling to get this one away. But it's Muez Mustafa that tried to kick that one through. I think it's just going to be a handover of possession now and then as Ellis Gillum takes the ball. So defensively, Cumbria held out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, they just Nigeria couldn't just put it together properly. I would imagine Mustafa, the captain, he'll be feeling a lot of pressure, to try and get this team to go forward and try and organise them You know, as the more the game goes on, he'll have more and more on his plate, I think, and it's he's going to be mentally tested this afternoon, I think.
Cumbria now then, going down, trying to direct this ball down that right edge before Ellis Archer's taken the tackle. He's looking for an offload. There's nobody there to give it to, so he's moved backwards slightly. Tackled on the 40, forward pass to Carter, not seen. Now it's out towards Tia. Tia's got space. Tia's got support on his inside. It's going to come from Shane Toll, and it's going to be a fourth try from a fourth different try scorer. This time it's the Barrow man, Scottish international Shane Toll, with a fourth of the afternoon. We've got 17 minutes on the board. It's now Cumbria 20, Nigeria 0.
Yeah, well, they were gifted the ball back on their own 10, and it's a luxury to be able to get out to your right edge or left edge and create the overlap. Curtis Tia just strided nonchalantly into the space and waited for the mercurial Toll to coast up on his inside and gleefully put the ball down for the fourth try of the afternoon.
As sort of Graham mentioned, Dan, you're going to normally have some hard work to get it to work any sort of yardage or field position when you're turning that ball over in your own 10, getting that ball back in your own 10 or 20 metres. Cumbria had 2 tackles and had developed a 5-on-1 overlap on their right hand side. The Nigeria left hand side defence, and yeah, I think we could be in for quite well. We've been in for an easy afternoon so far already of Cumbria. I think if it's going to continue like that, it's only going to get easier and easier. This Nigerian side, a lot of inexperience out there compared to the likes of Cumbria. Of course, there's only the likes of Rio Corkill, Lewis Mustafa, and a couple of others in there that's got any sort of experience like the Cumbria side that have. So it's going to be a real tough afternoon for the Nigerians, and the Cumbrians just taking it for fun at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, like this fitness factor, you can see it's coming in now. They're very narrow defensively, and Cumbria obviously are looking to exploit that. But you've got to give credit to these guys. Hopefully they'll keep going, they'll keep their heads up. Just Walkham's looking at body language now, though, for those that can't see what's going on. You know, they were just looking and walking out, and they're starting to, probably heads will start to drop. But with a bit of luck, I'd like to see him get a try. I'd like to see him get a try and just reinvigorate themselves.
Successful conversion by Jake Carter. 3 from 4 for him this afternoon. Gives the Cumbrians a 22 points to 0 advantage. With just under 20 minutes played, almost a point a minute at the moment for Cumbria. Another slip there by Carter before he's eventually collected that ball. Maybe the pitch is in that good condition that it's just sat on top of the grass here. There's not too much mud on shore, and I think that could be the reason why we're seeing a lot of these players slipping.
I mean, it's bound to be a bit soft the first inch or two. I mean, it's all right. It doesn't rain often, the odd shower, but it's been putting down a month's worth of rain in those little showers lately. Have you noticed, Dan?
Yeah, that's typical Cumbrian weather for you, I think, that, Graham, isn't it? As it's Ellis Gillam now then. Gets a good offload out the back. Finn McMillan, he's eventually tackled 40 metres out on the last. Options here, which way they're going to go as Carter dinks that one towards that left corner. Almost splitting up the winger and the fullback there, but it's collected well by Caleb Adatone. But he's tackled just 5 metres in front of his own line, and now the referee has called for the Cumbrians all offside, and there is not one reaction from the crowd for that one. I don't think the Nigerian fans have come all the way from Africa to Cumbria.
What was that? The crowd goes mild.
The crowd goes mild, yeah. Like being sat at Anfield the last few weeks.
I think it'll be getting to the point where they'll be encouraging them. They'll be looking to say, right, come on, let's see if we can get a try out of you.
Cracking kick.
Yeah. They just need to try and put a set together here and get to an end of set.
They just need to get in the grind, don't they? You hear, get in the grind, get in the contest. They just need to do that. Just ensure giving, completing the sets, turning Cumbria around. Old-fashioned rugby, get the ball off the paddock, get it off the grass. If you're not going to be in a try-scoring position, get it off the paddock, force Cumbria to reset, give yourself an opportunity to defensively set and go, and to be able to try and then cope with what the Cumbrians are going to bring up to them.
So Nigeria now then, with a rare attacking set for this opening 20 minutes. take this one up towards the halfway line. I think one thing we can't really notice from our position here is how strong them winds are. I first noticed it when I just looked down to Carter's kick recently.
Yeah.
The wind grabbed it and it absolutely flew off. I think that explains probably a little bit why he missed that second attempt. As Rio Corkill now then, the Cumbrian-born Nigerian, representing his family, of course. Rio Osayom Wanbo, I believe. Corkill. His Nigerian heritage.
We'll stick with Corkill if that's all right.
Man, you'll be familiar with it, Graham, from his little Walney youth days. Was he somebody you trained up?
No, I don't think I come across him in the age group that I was.
He's tried to get a kick away there on the last tackle as Corkill, but he was just wrapped up by Ellis Gillam. Didn't quite manage to make contact with the ball. It's been collected easily by Cumbria. And now the Cumbrians are back on the attack, already up towards the 30. And I think seeing Rio back in his junior ranks, basically playing at half-back. I mean, obviously, you'd have seen him a little bit more as well over the recent years, Jordan. It's not quite his natural position.
It's not these days, is it? You know, an out-and-out centre these days is Rio back row, and a penalty for Cumbria as Nigerians called offside on the right-hand side edge. But yeah, utilised obviously more on the edge these days, but played a bit of prop in his final few games for Barrow, didn't he, before making the move out west. And so not used to that half-back position, especially at this sort of level. I know he's played there previously for his country when they've played in back home in Africa, in I think Cameroon, I think they played against. So it just tells you some of the level of the standard. You know, he was able to play at 6 in completely different kettle of fish this afternoon, going up against this Cumbrian outfit.
It's Cumbria now then, within 10, shift this one out towards the right-hand side where Holiday's tackled. Looking down the short side once more, fast handsy, and it's Archer rolling back the ears, and he can't get in the town team. But at the moment, he's making a good go at this Cumbrian team as he goes in for his second of the afternoon, extending the Cumbrian lead even further. We've got 17 minutes to go until half-time, and it's now Cumbria 26, Nigeria 0. Ellis Archer with his second of the afternoon.
Yeah, he did well there. He took that ball in on the edge. He just kept showing the ball, and defence backed off, and eventually he was close enough to the line to be able to just spread out and pop the ball down for another try.
Nigeria not being able to sort of do what we said that when they started that set, that they needed to end the set on their terms. Was it, if they're in a try scoring position, go for it, of course, that means you're close to the line. They weren't really in that position in there, but it was a final play option. They weren't able to get the ball off the paddock or turn Cumbria around and make them come from deep, and then they've been able to take full advantage of that, have the Cumbria breaking down this right hand side once more, and following the penalty, taking advantage of the penalty as well, and then bringing down this right hand side edge. And Ellis Archer hasn't had an awful lot of the time, as we've mentioned a couple of times now, down in town colours this season, but stepping up and playing for Cumbria and going well in these early stages.
A little bit of trivia for you. I know Rio Corkill has been coming up to this game, wanted to improve on his kicking abilities, and he's been going to the Ellis Archer. I believe he's setting up his own little coaching thing now, and he's an experienced kicker. That's what he likes to perfect himself in, and Rio Corkill has been getting some lessons for the last few weeks from Ellis Archer. And I mean, I say it in jest. First attempt for Rio trying to kick that ball away. I think it went a yard backwards. So either the lessons aren't working or that was just unlucky.
A couple of changes out there for the Cumbria camp. Looks like Jordan Thompson's come onto the field. I noticed Harvey Hill's left off. Can't see if anyone else has left the field there as well. But an early change. Looks like Stevie Scully's on the back there as well. So it looks like got a change of prop. Tom Walker's out there. So there's starting to bring the changes sort of 25 minutes in of Paul Craddock.
So deep kick off then. Downfield as Walker now takes a big run up against Muez Mustafa.
It's exactly what you want after 25 minutes of practically defending, isn't it? Tom Walker coming onto the field and running it yet.
Oh dear. You do feel for some of these Nigerian players that, for a lot of them, I imagine they haven't come up against players that play at this standard. And once the 20-25 minutes into a game in the wind and the rain, and then Tom Walker comes flying at you. Welcome to Cumbria.
This is what they'll want, though. They'll want to do this. They'll want to pit the wits against these sort of players, so they know where they are, so they've got a marker, so they can improve. And it's all developing it back back in wherever the development happens for Nigeria.
Ball has been lost there by Holiday as he was just trying to find a way through the defenders. But I mean, Graham, I know you've got plenty of research. What can you tell us about the Nigerian 19, Dele Agorogi? He is a man mountain.
Yeah, I can tell you that he's played his rugby. He's played his rugby. Let me just consult my notes.
As Graham goes through his notes.
Old Californians Rugby Club, and I believe that is in his home country,
Nigeria.
Yeah,
very good.
As supplied by my learned friend on my right.
I mean, he's on the ball now. He is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
I think I expected a little bit more on that run, I won't lie. Yeah.
6 again, however, now in favour of the Nigerians.
Oh, he's got 6 again then. Yeah, very good.
When you look at these players across the field, Nigerian players, you know, they are big, they are physical. You know, like they might lack some skills and some knowledge at this level, but the basic kit of tools is there. So some of these guys may well be in the shop window for a championship game, you know, or a championship team to maybe make that jump, you know, and develop themselves.
Nigerian international game for men's and ladies have come on leaps and bounds over the last decade. That's a massive tackle there, put on the big man. Is that Steve Scully, was it?
Certainly is.
Welcome to Cumbria once again, as the Nigerians now move to within 10 of the Cumbrian try line. On the last, let's see what they can do with this one. The pass was there, almost found a way through, did Muez Mustafa, but it's been collected by the Raiders fullback Luke Cresswell. The fullback's had a relatively quiet day today. Usually we see him when we watch him down here, Graham, we see him involved in a lot of the action. It's like the ultimate support play, but I mean, we see that much with the fullback today.
No, not attacking sense, not quite yet. Unfortunately, there's a knock on there, Curtis Tia. So this will give some good field position for Nigeria now.
Just got a bit scrappy again, hasn't it? After Cumbria had took the advantage and put on the front foot, following what was a scrappy start to the game as well. Yeah. Cumbria not completing their opening 2 sets and not completing their last 2 sets now with them knock ons from Connor Holiday and then Curtis Tia, respectively. So I think the message will be wanting to get out again from Paul Craddock. We need to keep up with this. Discipline. We need to keep up and discipline, ball discipline, and ensure we're not giving too many opportunities to what isn't the most drilled of Nigeria sides. But if you keep knocking on the door, you're giving them opportunities.
Yeah, and it's very hard not to resist the opportunity to start playing more chaotic type of off the cuff rugby, because you think you can see a gap and things like that, you know. And at this level, they'll be wanting them to stick to their process, which should open them up.
Down on that far right-hand side now then, the Nigerians 20 metres away from that try line. Another good run that time. Now find themselves in around about 15 or so. They swing this one back out towards the middles now. Then it's going to be a big strong run from Okoro, who gets a good offload away. It comes out the back. It's eventually collected by Adatona. As Nigeria now shifting this one down this left-hand side, it's going to be Ogunwole, the former Raiders man.
Magic Mike.
It is Magic Mike, the British Army representative for this Nigerian team. Almost finding some space on that left-hand side as Corkill tries to get an offload away. It's been fumbled, it's been knocked. The referee's going to want to knock on, I imagine, against Nigeria now. I think it's just come off the fingertips of Olajide. I'll get him right by the end. It's come down, head and feed.
I was going to say, it took an awful lot of time to get a signal to say what we suspected was happening there from the man in the middle this afternoon. But it's come down, head and feet to Cumbria, and look ready to be another interchange as Max Anderson-Moore looks to ready to come on the far side. He'll be introduced in the next player with the Whitehaven man.
You see much in this? Much to get much game time, Jord?
Yeah, I'll just come down to get to Tia breaking down this right-hand side. Pass called forward to Tia.
To be fair, they've done it a few times down this right edge and got away with it. That time it wasn't meant to be. I think it was the linesman there, Craig Regan, that's He spotted that one, to the jeers of the crowds behind him. Probably the largest reaction we've had from the crowd in the last 20 minutes, to be completely honest, against the officials.
Just going back to Max Anderson-Muir, seeing a bit from him this season. Dan didn't get on the score sheet until like the latter games of the season, and but finally getting able to get his place, in a first team week in, week out, which he wasn't able to get in his spells at Workington, and then down here. Although he made his try-scoring debut, I think the game I covered, it was in the 1895 Cup when you couldn't get to Wakefield. I think I stepped in that day, and I remember him scoring in that corner. He just couldn't break in a permanent side to sort of Paul Crairy's plan since then. But yeah, very much part of Entity Muddy's plans last season.
Scrum down, head and feet to Nigeria then, who find themselves just around the 15 or so metre mark now on this left side. Going down the short side once more, but it's been dropped by Magic Mike.
Yeah, coach killers them, aren't they?
Not so magic that time, as he gives possession back to the Cumbrians, who have now got work to do though. On their own 20 metre mark, we've got 8 minutes left to go until the half-time hooter, where the score remains here. Cumbria 26, Nigeria 0. Big run that time from Steve Scorley, schooling these Nigerian defenders. Do you like that one? First one of the day. I've been good today.
Just carry on, eh?
Up towards the halfway line now then with Jordan Thompson. Trying to look for a penalty there, not given. Comes out to Walker. Walker was about to find a fantastic offload to Ellis Gillen, but he's overran that one. The ball bobbles around, it's been collected by Nigeria. So they've got possession back on the halfway. Once again trying to throw that one down the short side and trying to find a way, any way through at the moment. 3
consecutive sets incomplete for Cumbria now. Paul Crairy will really be getting that message on there. We need to be earning the right to play, and they're really doing that. Earn that in that sort of spell where they scored 4 tries. Was it in 4 tries in in 11 minutes? Did Cumbria, and they've gone away from what they're looking to do. What they've done that and what worked well against this Nigerian side. And you shouldn't have to work too hard, as we've seen, to get something against this Nigerian side. But they've gone away from that and just gifting the field position and territory to the Nigerians in this last sort of 3 or 4 minutes.
And I'm sure as they go in at half time, the coach for Nigeria, he'll be looking at that for the second half. Definitely for them would to be to complete sets.
That's a great kick. Sorry, it was just quick through
watch that
on the
unfold.
last
I thought he was going to get through there.
It was eventually collected on that far side by Max Anderson-Muir, passed it back on the inside to, I think it was Broadbent, and now they've won the penalty there. I just think there's been a little bit of rescuffle there. I was just trying to see, I think somebody popped back. I thought for a second that Cresswell had gone off. I think he's just swapped positions.
Yeah, I think Jake Pearce has come on. Jordan Burns seems to have moved into full-back. Luke Cresswell looks maybe have stepped forward. There's definitely been a reshuffle out there for Cumbria, which we'll need to work out, because Burns has stepped in at full-back at the moment.
I think Cresswell could have jumped in at 9 here now.
Yeah, because there was no recognised 9 on the bench, we noticed, so it will be that... it would be. Looks like Cresswell's jumped in at 9. Anderson Holgate getting a spell off. Jake Pearce has come on to replace him in there, so there has been a reshuffle on. Well spotted there, Graham.
Yeah, it did. He ran at 9 on Thursday night training, and I actually messaged Paul. Was that a strategic thing? And he said no, it was just because Holgate wasn't there on the night. So, but it's obviously been in the back of his mind, because I think he makes a really good 9.
Cumbria now then, shifting this one out towards the left side. Tom Walker, dummies, keeps driving forward, eventually dumped onto his back on that 10 metre mark as Cresswell looks around at his options. He's got markers on his left and his right hand side. They've got big numbers on this right side. Cumbria look to be going again. Curtis Tia goes over. It's his first of the afternoon. And if this was a game of darts, Cumbria are on double tops, and Nigeria, they're still looking for the hockey. The scoreline now reads Cumbria 30, Nigeria 0.
Thought you would be behaving yourself the afternoon. What's all that about?
Listen. Yeah, Jordan, did you notice there? They shifted it right, they found the space, took the try really well. But just earlier on in that, we had Tom Walker, he was running to that left-hand post, and he had Steve Scorley through a gap.
Yeah.
And they just never put, the natural natural gap that was there.
But what they've done there to Cumbria is something they hadn't done in the previous 3 sets. They've earned that right. They've earned the right to shift that ball out to the right-hand side edge by drawing the men in towards the middle. They're having to deal with the likes of Walker and Scorley and Thompson and a couple of others out there as well. They've dragged the men into the middle. They've got the space on the edges, and then they've been able to earn the right to throw the ball over. And Curtis T's been able to go over for his first try of the afternoon.
Like you say, I mean, and that's the plan. That's the textbooks where they've set out to play, you know. And like you say, they got a little bit more discipline in there, and it works out well.
It's going to be a very, very tricky conversion attempt from this far right-hand side. All the elements are against Carter here, but he's done superbly well. An epic 2 points on the board from Jake Carter. I think he was almost doubting himself when he was lining that one up. He just got on with it. Caught the wind at the perfect time. It's another big 2 points on the board. It's now Cumbria 32, Nigeria 0. As we are now going beyond Graham's scores and closer to Jordan's. 3 minutes to go until half time. 32-0. 6 tries from 5 different try scorers. And I mean, there's still a lot to work on. We talked about these incomplete sets and things, but at the same time, you're 32-0 up. It's going to be a mixed bag for Paul Crary at half-time. Talking to his troops.
He'll be happy with the fact that they've managed to build an unassailable lead, and he'll be happy with the fact that they've not conceded any points. But like you say, the points that Jordan's mentioned and yourself, you know, he'll just want to brush up on them and make sure they go out and do a thoroughly professional job on these Nigerian players this afternoon. Great support.
Breaking through once more, and here he is. On the left side was Cresswell in support. Didn't see the ball that time. Now he sees the ball. And it's going to be a sure thing for the Raiders fullback. As safe as a Swedish seatbelt as Graham Hill would say. He goes in under the sticks. It's another big 4 points on the board. They don't just score tries up here. The Cumbrians are manufacturing them. The scoreline now is Cumbria 36, Nigeria 0.
And that's what's so good about Luke Cresswell's play. He loves to hover around that middle, and he's there to back up. He looked as though he was going to get it straight away. He didn't. Shane Toll got the ball, and he kept there, and he just popped up on his inside and for a 4 pointer underneath the sticks. Nice one.
Yeah, yet again, just earning the right to play. The Cumbrians that looked up, seeing what was in front of them. Jordan Burns breaking through down this right-hand side. Had options both left and right. Initially looked like he took the wrong option, didn't he? Did Jordan Burns coming right to Shane Toll, but Toll able to work his way through, manoeuvred his arm out and find Cresswell and being able to go over underneath the sticks. Has been the Barrow fullback deputising in at dummy half at the moment while Ellison Allgate being spelled off, but still supporting support as you always expect him to. With Luke Cresswell, what is the phrase? As safe as a Swedish seatbelt. We haven't seen that catching used this afternoon. We needed to have been used by Luke Cresswell, but over underneath the sticks, and a lot easier for Jake Carter to try and add the extra 2 points with.
If I know Luke, he'll be looking forward to having as much time where he is now, up in that dummy half role.
Just the words out of my mouth.
He loves to attack, and he loves to find space, and he does it naturally. It's not something he has to be told to do. It's something that he's got in his box, and he can do that. And we all know what he's capable of at the back. Safe as houses, safe as a Swedish seatbelt. Perfect time.
We're going to have to move that.
Wow, that's one way to break the equipment. If you haven't already tell, it's half-time here at Craven Park, the Northern Competition Stadium. And the score reads a good reading if you are a Cumbrian fan tuning in this afternoon. It's Cumbria 38, Nigeria 0, and Nigeria are really, really been struggling against this classy opposition in Cumbria, and they haven't really probably gone out of fourth, maybe into fifth gear at times.
I don't think they've got out of third gear, Dan. I'd be really honest, and I didn't know what to expect from this Nigeria side. Obviously, we didn't know, an awful lot about the opposition. There was a few players who have played at this standing before, the likes of Rio Corkel, Lewis Mustafa, who's played in Super League as well, of course, and there's a couple of others in there as well. But they just haven't quite been the opposition that really you'd have been wanting for this game.
Yeah, they have got some players out and about, second and third man out, like Coro and Co. But they've not been getting the ball consistently because round the half-back and the pivots, they haven't been able to control the ball and they haven't had the discipline to keep the ball and build the sets. So I'm sure that's what their coach will be telling them at half-time, to try and not to get into the game as to win it, but to try and get a foothold in the game by just completing some sets and have some joy with the ball themselves.
Well, half-time here then at the Northern Competitions, always known as Craven Park. It is Cumbria 38, Nigeria 0. 7 tries from 6 different try scorers. We'll be back in around about 10 minutes' time. We're going to go take a Bovril break. We'll see you shortly. at Craven Park, the Northern Competition Stadium, the home of Barrow Raiders, where today it is the home for Cumbria, representing their county up against Nigeria in their first game outside of Africa, and it hasn't really been going to plan, if there was a plan, for the Nigerian team. 7 first half tries from the Cumbrians, a brace from Ellis Archer, one from getting us going from Broadbent, one from Holgate, from Shane Toll, Curtis Tier and Luke Cresswell just before the half-time hooter. 5 of which were converted by Jake Carter, giving Cumbria that 38-0 advantage for this second 40 minutes. And I mean, boys, Graham, your score prediction's been beaten already, and Jordan, it's not too far off your 45 to 50 points.
48-50, didn't I? If you weren't awake at home, you certainly are now.
Say that again, I just burst an eardrum.
Well, yeah, no, it's... I think the message from Paul Crary at half-time would have been, let's keep the 0 now, fellas. Go and score as many points as you want and as you feel like you are, because, you know, you've been breaking at will. But I think the message will be from Paul Crary now, we'll be keeping that 0.
No.
And the 0 similar to what we saw last time Cumbria played here against the Americans, where it was 70-0 on that occasion. So if you get something around that, it's been a good afternoon all round.
If you have that mentality and a good defence and keep the discipline, the points will take care of themselves, won't they?
Onyeyasi gets us away then. It's fumbled around, eventually collected well in mid-flight almost by Jake Carter. As now Cumbria will be starting this set just in front of their own 20, where the temporary standoff. Luke Cresswell loving it in that position. Something you picked up just before the half-time hooter there, Graham, about Luke Cresswell playing there. He loves support play. He's built for support play, from the academy age.
Yeah,
so it's ideal for him, isn't it?
He's always been that sort of player. Always backs up, passes, moves. Look at that, just drawn pass, back up the middle, and he's there to pick it up if it's available.
Steve Scully now then takes Cumbria just past the 40 inside the Nigerian half, as Cumbria now then get that ball out to Jake Pierce, the Whitehaven man who's done well there. It's now 5th and last tackle.
His 3rd carry of the set from Jake Pierce.
Yeah, he's done well indeed in this set. There's now the little dink kick over the top from Archer. Oh, it's bounced kindly, and he's done extremely well to take that ball as Adatone. The tackle's come in, and how he's kept that one from going behind his line, he's done extremely well there, the Nigerian fullback. The tackles came flying in, but now there's no way through. It's a wall of black and white shirts. The Cumbrians pushing Nigeria back, forcing the dropout, and they may have already won this game. They may be 38-0 up, but they've still got a lot of passion in that shirt.
There's Paul's message being rammed home.
Absolutely, absolutely. Med Sherwin and Luke Broadbent, who's back out and out there for Cumbria, looks like he's in the centre berth, really come in and made sure that he was that 3rd man in, wasn't he? Coming on a diagonal, just helping the Cumbria side out there, forcing the scoreline dropout.
And the wind's gone all of that one. It's just gone over the 10. It's collected well by Broadbent, who's just and so managed to keep hold of that ball. But now Cumbria, with a fresh set, find themselves just off the 10. And now you'd expect them to go in for try number 8 in their first of this second half. Coming up very shortly as Walker plays this one out. Cresswell fires it across the line to find Carter. Carter darts in between the sticks. Has he found the room? He has. Jake Carter goes in. He's got 5 from 7 on the kicks, and now he's got himself on the scoreboard for a try for himself. Cumbria move past the 40 mark. It's now Cumbria 42, Nigeria 0.
Just took full advantage of the slipping defence there from the Nigerian man. Did Jake Carter. As soon as that slip went boom, like a bullet right over the line, able to put the ball down. Was the Workington Town half back. 10 points with the boot in the first half, now added with 4 from the try scored, and will make it 16 points overall. Looking to tag on the conversion here, will Jake Carter.
Yeah, he did well. Big, nice step on the inside shoulder and over, like you said.
And I mean, he's not just a Cumbrian player, is he, Graham? He's not just a Workington player.
Before you say anything else, there are several other amateur clubs in this area that players can do.
Can I be put on the in joke here?
Yeah, you can.
Go on.
Yeah, it's a bit like, up your neck of the woods, Whitehaven and Workington. You know, and you've got Kells, you've got Woughbrow, and you know what I mean. And there's a lot of players come through from them clubs, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know, Dan seems to have a bit of a hang-up about a lot of these players come from Barrow Island. I'm quite proud as Punch, you know, but he likes you know, make something every now and again, you know. But Jake Carter there, yeah, kicked a few goals this afternoon. Now scored a try. I'm going to say he might even get a hat trick before the end of this afternoon.
If he plays for Barrow Island, there's nothing he can't do, apparently.
Exactly. And if he can't do it, if he's have a word with Jeff, he'll sort it.
To be fair, Graham, it's took, we've been on air for over an hour and you've managed to just... We finally started talking about Barrow Island, so we're not doing too bad. It's progress.
Well,
it's progress.
You know, I'd like to think you brought that up, actually. But I will talk about it given the opportunity.
Former Barrow Island man now, Jake Carter, takes that ball, gets Cumbria past the 30-metre mark, starting this set.
Where's he from? Where he plays junior rugby? Should we start doing that for all of them? He's the former Egremont man in Tom Walker.
Oh, this will test our abilities, won't it?
Yeah. Top club Egremont Rangers, by the way.
He's the former Hensington man in Jordan Thompson. Go on, I'll do this for the sec. Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Cresswell's going to dive in at dummy half.
Former Barrow Island man Luke Cresswell.
Safer than a Swedish seatbelt.
Carter comes out the back now to Archer. Archer's breaking down the middle. Goes down the right-hand side. And it's the former Woughbrow man in Curtis Teed on that right-hand side corner for his second of the afternoon. 45 minutes gone here at Craven Park. Cumbria make it 48-0 with Jay Carter having an opportunity. Former Barrow Island man, you know, Jay Carter is going to have an opportunity from the right-hand side to make it 50 up for Cumbria.
I can see where the next half an hour of this game's going to go, boys.
So was Ellis Archer, who strode the wall there. Do you know what I liked about that try? The line was going square on at the defence, and they went straight through the spaces. They weren't going sideways, kind of diagonally, you know, to get the space on the edge. He went straight through. It's good support play, really good try.
Ellis Archer, junior ranks.
Barrow Island.
It was Barrow Island, wasn't it? I just wanted to double check. If anyone knows, Graham knows.
They haven't mentioned them for an hour, and then they've had about 10 mentions in 2 minutes.
See, this is what happens, you see. He mentions it once, and then lives off it for the rest of the afternoon. You know, what else can I do other than...
More puns than the crap 90s joke. What can I do this, man?
Well, it's a more tries on the board for the Cumbrians. That's number 9 now of the afternoon.
Barrow Island's Jay Carter lining it up.
He's taken his time from that far side. Wind will be slightly in his favour. Still doesn't make it any easier, though. It's blowing all over the place this afternoon. That one's gone just wide left of the post, so it's going to remain here at the Northern Competition Stadium, known as Craven Park by many. 48-0. 2 quick tries in the opening 6 minutes of this second half, extending that scoreline for Cumbria even further. As it's Rio Corkill now, the Warney Sense man, representing Nigeria this afternoon. What a feeling it must be for Rio. He has an opportunity to play for both Cumbria and Nigeria, but he's gone with his family's heritage, and he's coming out this afternoon in his home county, representing his Nigerian team.
And they're going to have an opportunity, this Nigerian team. Windy afternoon, we just heard he picked up, you probably picked it up in our microphones here at Craven Park, and Curtis Sear couldn't take that ball from kick-off, and it's gone over the touchline, and it's going to be a Nigerian ball, and they'll start with it in the middle of the field, 32 metres away from the Cumbrian line.
So if you're a captain out there now, Jordan, what would you be saying to your players, your Nigerian players? We've got this ball now, let's make sure we what?
Complete. Yes. Complete. It's got to have been. Got to be completed here.
Doesn't matter a try yet. Let's
Not yet. No, complete.
Kit. Yeah.
Alayu then, the big forward for Nigeria, starts off this set still flying downfield. This time with Olugbodi. As Nigeria now find themselves around about the 20-metre mark, as Corkill tries to split the defence up there, but he is tackled. Quick play of the ball. Back out into the middle. It's going to be Mustafa. Muaz Mustafa within 10 metres now of the post. Still edging forward in that tackle. Plenty of options for the Nigerians. Can they get on the board? It'll be nothing more than a consolation try here. It might come with a few cheers as well. Fifth and last tackle now then, just a few metres away on that far left side. Trying this the one-up rugby. You're trying to use the size and power of Kinfesoki Oki. I believe that's right. I do apologise if I mispronunciated that one, but it's not to be for Nigeria. They're going to hand over possession to the Cumbrians.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
From a Nigeria point of view, I'm happy to turn that ball over there and that close to the line. It's just about stern defence now and trying to limit the yardage that you're going to see from Cumbria. But when you've got the likes of Tom Walker powering forward, it's difficult to do.
Just like that, Cumbria make 20
He's had
metres.
a couple of immense seasons, Tom Walker, this last couple of seasons, hasn't he? Really good.
I don't think he's failed whichever shirt he's had on, has he really? He's always been one of the fan
loved
favourite.
him in a Whitehaven shirt. Loved him, and they loved him at Workington too. So
Carter now then looking for a 40-20. If he can just get the angles right, he's going to come back infield though, and the wind's going to grab all that one. It's going to fly towards that back wall, and it should have been left, but it's been collected, and the kick chase is even better.
I don't think he could have left it.
I think
it ended up being a fantastic kick. Continue were going for the 40-20, but just got the wrong bounce, and then it was going to die half a metre before the dead ball line. So it ended up being inch perfect from Jay Carter, despite that wasn't his intentions. Couldn't left it, could the Nigerian man. It was the centre, Femi Akintoye, who was gone back there to collect it and being able to, is that to consider the goal line dropout?
Well, we just had an idea then. We could see how strong this wind is, and now Rio Corkill's going to attempt to drop out, shielding off in ball, but a short one. It's gone to the 20-metre mark where Ellis Archer has collected that one. So you, in this kind of position, you'd expect nothing less than another Cumbrian try as they're moving now towards that right side with Holiday. He's dropped within the 10-metre mark. Plenty of options here for the black and whites, moving it across towards this left side. Quick hands, massive shot on Archer, but he's managed to bounce his way and twist and weave out of that one. Could have been a lot worse. Still plenty of options now then as Holgate shifts this one out towards the left, juggled by Carter. Changes direction, moves towards this right side to pop that one off the score. He's moved back towards this left side. Just left of the post now then. Cumbria still looking at all the options. A dummy to the right, shifts it out to the left. Walker trying to use that power, see if he can force his way over the line. It's now fifth and last tackle. Going down the short side, a little grubber kick through. Could go anywhere.
Nice.
This one, it's eventually being dropped on by a white Nigerian shirt, forcing a drop out once more.
Repeat set.
Yeah,
and a try sometimes.
Yeah, and what is the third consecutive set Cumbria will have now? You normally see set, try, don't you? So that's what Cumbria will be wanting on this occasion. Just want to say out there, Stevie Scully taking the ball out. He's got his testimonial game on Friday being held at Derwin Park up in Workington. A Stevie Scully select side against like a Stevie Scully community select side made up majority of players from the likes of Maryport and Seaton on Friday evening at Derwin Park. If you're up there, get yourselves about 6:30 kickoff.
30 minutes to go then, and Cumbria still on the front foot, still trying to find the line, and found another way through the line. That's going to be try number 10 of the afternoon. Cumbria break the 50 barrier. It's now Cumbria 52, Nigeria 0.
Said he didn't we? It was Conor Holiday. Conor Holiday has been able to get over on that right hand side. Should be entering his testimonial season. Next season will Conor Holiday. And we'll be looking to cap off another season. A leader at Whitehaven this season is Conor Holiday, captain at times in the absence of Jordan Burns, and capping a good season off on the right hand side now with a try in his county colours. And 10th of the afternoon for Cumbria, and the 50-point marks up. We're still going around about a point a minute here. 52-0, 52 minutes gone.
Yeah,
so
it is indeed. He hit that ball really hard there and crashed over. Really good. Nice try.
So it's going to be...
Oh, sorry, Dan.
Sorry, go on, Graham.
I was just going to say, these Nigerian players, just looking at them talking underneath the sticks, I'm sure they won't give up. They'll keep going, but the score will be what it will be. In spite of that, they've got to keep little small areas where they can just try and get a plus, like get some end of set kicks away. Keep hold of it, try and make Cumbria, I knew you said the Raiders myself then, try and make Cumbria make a mistake and get a repeat set themselves and get up some good ball position. That's what they'll be looking to do. It doesn't matter about the score now.
53 minutes on the board. Cumbria 54. Nigeria 0. Going pretty much toe on toe with my score prediction of around about 80 points. I don't know if you call that one.
I was going to say, when did you say that one? You kept that one quiet.
I've got it written down. I'll just write it down now, actually. It was in my head.
I don't want to be in your head.
No, you don't. You really don't. Short kick off then from Corkhill. Caught well by Cumbria on that far side. Moving it back in play as well to avoid that touchline. Great work there. There's Cumbria now then. Still just inside their own half with Curtis Tier. One of a couple of players on for a hat-trick this afternoon. I'm sure he'd love to get that one. As Cumbria now then shift this one back into the middle. He's had a good game as well, I think, Steve Scholes, since he's come onto the field, hasn't he?
Very combative player, isn't he?
Great word there, Graham, great word. As Cumbria now then out towards this right side. Moving within 30 metres. As Ellis Archer, another man who's done well this afternoon, pops that one off to Carter. Off to Jordan Thompson, who's trying to wiggle his way through. He's done well there. Has the Haven man as he's dropped now on the last tackle. Cumbria 10 metres out. Carter back on the inside. It's been fumbled, it's been lost, and it was just fell out of the fingertips of Jake Pearce in between the sticks as well. And I thought Cumbria would have given there for try number 11.
Yeah, it was a nice piece of play initially. The spread ball just opened the middle of the field up, but unfortunately the reverse pass back in just couldn't keep hold of the ball. Well, the try was on.
So it's Nigeria now then. Going to play this one off the 10 metre mark with Jubril Olajede.
Are you sure?
Nope. But it works for me. Nigeria now then up towards that 20 metre mark. To be fair, the way the game's panned out, we haven't had to struggle with the pronunciations of some of these names, luckily for us on commentary. It's a massive run though from Magic Mike, Michael Ogunwole, the former Raiders man. Good 10 metre burst that time, as now Nigeria almost found a way through with the number 9 creeping up towards the halfway. Options on both sides now then, a little bit of a hop, skip and a jump. Almost 10 metres made as Nigeria move inside Cumbria's half on the last tackle. It's going to be a kick over the top. It's going to be caught up in the wind though for the Raiders. Well, I'm going to say fullback for now. Luke Cresswell gets a good offload away. It's a high tackle though. It's been let go by the referee as Luke Cresswell tries to run straight at the markers there, trying to catch them all offside, and something that, Graham, you picked up in the first half. We're going to see fitness levels creep in now, and this Nigerian team are probably going to struggle to cope with the experienced Championship and Super League players they've got in front of them.
Only, however, sorry to jump in there, Graham, if Cumbria can complete, haven't been able to do that pass from Broadbent to Tier, as Tier was looking to break through the middle of the field, just a bit behind Tier there from Luke Broadbent, not able to capture that was Curtis Tier, and it's going to be scrum down, head and feet to the Nigerians right on halfway. But of course Luke Broadbent, second member of his family to represent his county. Can't be too many father and sons that have represented the county over the years, so great to see the Broadbent name continuing in the county side.
Yep.
That's a great bit of trivia, that, Jordan. I love that one. I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to bank it. There's now Mike Ogunwole finds a bit of space on that left side, but possession has been lost in the tackle. Cumbria get the ball back, moving straight down the middle. He's had a couple of good runs as Magic Mike. Maybe he's trying to impress his former coach, try and get back down on trial possibly. Maybe he just wants a little bit of time off from the army.
Maybe so.
As Cumbria now then shifting this one across. It's fell to Walker. It's bobbled forward, collected by Scully. Play continues though. Archer now then out towards that right wing. Cumbria cutting back on the inside with Max Anderson-Moore. Brought down on the 20 metre mark. 54 points to 0. They currently lead this game. Long sweeping ball eventually falls to Tom Walker. Bobbling around there. It needs to be careful in that tackle. You could almost see his...
Yeah, he managed to move his leg at the last minute, didn't he?
He was shifting in the wrong direction that time as Carter now then gets this one out to Broadbent. Broadbent looks back on the inside. He can't quite find the pass to Burns. The ball's going to go dead. Great effort. But good defence that time from Nigeria.
Tried to do with the double pump there, didn't he? Luke Broadbent probably should have gone first out to Jordan Burns and have been over in the left-hand side corner. Like in the enterprise and play, though, you can do when you're in that position. You're 54-0 up, you're 10 metres out. You know you've got an opportunity. There's nothing riding on the game, even if it wasn't 54-0, so you get an opportunity like that. Unlucky on that occasion for Broadbent and Cumbria as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, when you get an unassailable lead like that, it's pretty impossible not to try something if you think it's on. Because, there's, like you say, the stakes are very low against you.
So it's Nigeria now then, back on the attack, up towards the 40, running straight at the Cumbria markers, almost up towards the halfway mark now. Struggling to get back onto his feet there, though, is Olajide.
I was just going to say, he's had a good game. He's had a really nugget. He's tried really hard and never stopped.
Any sort of go forward, he's been heavily involved with. You know, not the best amount of, not a lot of go forward the Nigerians have had this afternoon, but he's been helping them in that dummy half position, trying to take his side forward. So Alan Kilshaw certainly, no doubt, we're wanting to try and keep him out there if he can, to try and keep that go forward, any sort of go forward for the Nigerians going.
I think a lot of these Nigerian players, obviously, it's a country doing a sport that's definitely progressing. In terms of looking at them, they've got the size there, haven't they? They can almost come across a little bit scary to look at, some of the guys. Something
we mentioned in the first half, wasn't it? They've got the size. It's now just the experience. It's you know, we know what it's like in this country. Rugby league's a minority sport. Never mind in the likes of Nigeria, Jamaica, and you know, places like that. The Cumbria have played in recent season, in recent years. So you know, these are fledgling players, and hopefully it's the grounds for something to build this international game. You know, 2, 3, 4 decades down the line.
I mean, if you go 3 or 4 decades back, you know, you look at countries like Tonga and Samoa, you know, and the best players from them regions went to New Zealand
and Australia,
you know, and whereas now, you know,
2 decades ago that Cumbria were beating Tonga. Cumbria side certainly won't be beating Tonga now. So you know, if that progression can continue, you know, at that sort of pace, it's only going to help the international game, which we want to strengthen, and you know, then rugby league overall as a whole.
I think closer to home as well. I'll never forget the French team, and there was a time many moons ago Bobby Goulding was given the reins of that team when they were up and coming. There was no big clubs like Catalan and Toulouse as it is now, and they were a massive country as a sport under development, trying to lead away from the union side and progress into league. And now we look at them, they've got 2 sides in the Super League and a French team that could probably give England a good game. So we could see Nigeria on a similar path. And if some of these guys, like I say, they've got some big, massive fellas, they just need the skill set. They just need, you know, that's all that's missing.
They've got the tools kit, like we said in the first time. They've got the size, they've got the athleticism. You know, they just need to work on the honing the skills, rugby league skills, and that goes for like in the schools and in the youth setups and things like that.
Good ball out wide here as Nigeria now cutting back into the middle with Femi Akintoye up towards the 20-metre mark as Corkill, show and go, eventually gets that one off to Danakoro.
He's had a good game as well.
15 metres to go now then, Nigeria moving towards the left side now then, trying to find a way through with the captain Mustafa. Still bouncing off a couple of Cumbrian defenders. He's still going, is Mustafa. A little bit of a roar and appreciation from the fans here at Craven Park this afternoon as Nigeria now then, will they get their first points? Heavily loaded on that far left-hand side, and it's Leo Alayu.
I think the biggest roar of the afternoon would have gone up if they'd gone over on that left-hand side there, Dan. You can hear the crowd starting to will on this side now. They want to see this side rewarded for their efforts, and but our Paul Crary and those in black and white out there, they'll want to certainly keep them to 0. So you could be in for an interesting final quarter here if Nigeria can keep on the front foot,
and that'll give them an uplift. That'll spur them on. You know, the fact that they nearly got there. Mustafa there was, like you say, bouncing off a few. You know, imagine him with another 12 championship players around him. You know, quality players. So
it's an error from Nigeria, giving Cumbria possession, kicked into touch, making a few more metres downfield, and now they're going to start this one. Oh, it's a massive shot on Finn McMillan. He went about 10, 12 foot into the air that time. Luckily for him, they managed to control the tackle and not dump him. Brought him down safely. Play continues. Brad Singleton gets an offload to Gillam. Some more of the big guns coming onto the field now then. The ball is still alive. It's going to be Holgate trying to find a way down the middle, and just like that, Cumbria have made around about 50, 60 metres downfield. They've got 30 to go. Luke Cresswell screaming for the quick play of the ball. As Cumbria's Harvey Hill, the Hull FC man, takes them to within 20 metres now then. Play the ball, comes miles forward to Brad Singleton.
From here.
Singleton's got plenty of support, and one of them is who else but Luke Cresswell. The forward pass not seen, we seen it. He'll take it. Cumbria get try number 11 of the afternoon, extending that score once more. It's now Cumbria 58, Nigeria 0.
Yeah, nice try there. Big Brad just strolled through the middle and picked up his former colleague in Luke Cresswell and planted it gleefully under the sticks. And I'm sure now it's going to be converted by another purveyor of skills in Jake Carter.
You try to do everything in your power not to say Barrow Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it that obvious?
Oh dear. So in a few moments' time, I suspect it's going to be Cumbria 60, Nigeria 0. 63, 64 minutes on the clock. Still almost playing at that point a minute.
How great is it to see, however, the likes of Brad Singleton, Harvey Hill, Ellis Gillam, who have been, now Super League players. Obviously, Ellis Gillam making that step up with Toulouse, following their promotion up to the Super League. How great is it, though, to see when pre-season for all of these players will probably start in 2 to 3 weeks' time, that they've said, they've still put their hand up to volunteer and play for their county. It's it's not like an international call-up. There is a few players that have decided to turn this down for whatever reason. It hasn't worked for them, but it's great to see the likes of Brad Singleton, Harvey Hill, and those who who have played Super League this year had a hard season at Super League, especially Brad Singleton with what's been going on at Salford before he's making his move away, and then Harvey Hill, who's had the season at Wigan before now making his close season move to Hull FC. How great is it for these players to make the step up?
Yeah, talking about Brad there, he'll be looking forward to getting his teeth into a really good season this year, like you say, after the up and downs of last year, and this is a way of him kind of starting that journey. He'll be back to pre-season a couple of weeks, and this for him to come and play alongside these guys that he's known for years and years. Here we go. Here's Ellis in, I think.
Ellis breaks through. He's got support. He's took the dummy. He's took the tackle.
Greedy man, Ellis Gillam.
Very greedy. 10 metres to go now, though. Nigeria's defence still not fully set. Luke Cresswell looking to stretch for the line, and Luke Cresswell has done it.
Is that his hat-trick, Dan?
Luke Cresswell is the first man for Cumbria this afternoon to go over and complete that hat-trick. It's 2 tries in 2 minutes. Another big 4 points on the board. It's now Cumbria 64, Nigeria 0.
Fantastic run, wasn't it, initially from Ellis Gillam on this left-hand side. Picked the wrong option initially, though, not finding that pass to Jay Carter, but the recovered in defence couldn't be fast enough to recover. Could Jay Carter after to recover to stop Cumbria after that? And it's Luke Cresswell going in for his third of the afternoon. The Barrow Raiders fullback, and another former Barrow man down here is Rio Corkill, doctor and physios with him, and we just hope he's okay. Obviously representing his heritage this afternoon is Rio Corkill, and he'll be wanting to try and complete it, but it's not looking good there for the former Barrow man. Although he gets up to his feet, great to see.
I think he had a bit of cramp.
A bit of cramp, couldn't he? I think he's been putting in more action today than is probably what he's used to at club level. Playing in the middle of the field, with that number 6 shirt on. He's been very active every set. Obviously, he's had a hand in it. I think maybe he's just feeling that a little bit with just under quarter of an hour to go now. Then Jake Carter, with a relatively simple conversion attempt to come. Luke Cresswell completing his hat-trick, of course. And just as Nigeria thought it was getting tough, obviously the big guns have come onto the field. Your Brad Singleton, your Harvey Hill, your Ellis Gillum, your 3 Super League players. And the momentum has just shifted. There was that 10-minute gap, if you will, where there was no tries being scored. And the second these 3 guys have come onto the field, they scored 2 in 3 minutes. I think that says a lot about these 3. Just doing the hard meters down the middle. Successful conversion then from Jake Carter.
Yeah, and that's the professionalism of the coaching team. They'll have noticed that they were trying to get like their head into the game, and they've decided to swap it up last 10 minutes or so and just make sure they reassert themselves and finish the game in style.
So the coach already had ball conscious in the barrel.
So we're just waiting for Nigeria to get us back underway. Then 13 minutes to go, 66 points to 0, 14 to go for my prediction, which apparently wasn't spoken about.
No, it wasn't.
We'll put VAR on it. Leo Corco then, the wind's easing off slightly. He's measured that one to perfection. Fantastic take to the loudest cheers of the afternoon from these Cumbrian fans as Nigeria take that one in flight, and now, oh dear me, like a train. Was that Harvey Hill?
It was.
Oh
wow.
They picked him out and he didn't miss. They kept him on his feet and pushed him back.
And now Cumbria are all offside. I think now the game is clearly it's gone to bed. I think these fans are kind of back in Nigeria now, and momentum is changing on the field slightly. But Harvey Hill with a big hit there.
Again, it's just that professionalism, isn't it, from the Cumbrian side, because they've got standards of their own. They might have made a mistake, turn the ball over, but the best way to get that back is be aggressive in defence and try and force an error.
I think some of these Nigerian forwards, they're catching the ball slightly flat-footed, so it's giving these Super League forwards a chance. You can't take the ball flat-footed against guys that are just that good. And as we just seen there, as now Nigeria shift that ball out towards this left-hand side. It's the captain, Mustafa, once again bouncing off a couple of defenders, trying to find a way through. The referee's blown his whistle.
Offside.
Cumbria all offside.
Go on the 2. Go on. Go for the 2.
I was going to say, do you go for the 2?
Do you go for the 2? Who was it a few years? Was it Hemel at Bradford that dropped a drop goal in the opening few minutes just so they didn't go away from Oddsall pointless?
There's a chance now. A chance for the Green Hawks to get on the board. They are just inches away from the try line. 11 minutes to go. Slowly back up to his feet. I believe that's Ogunwole. He's just took a step back to play this one. Running in at pace. Can't find a way through. Ellis Gillum though that time. There's Nigeria now then. Still looking for a hero. Who will be the one?
They've got an overlap on this right hand side if they can use it.
The ball has trickled across the floor. It's been collected by Corkill. Corkill is dumped on that 10-metre mark by Ellis Gillum in support of Jake Carter. Bang on the 10-metre now then. The players are lining up, and once again it's Harvey Hill.
Good hit.
He's put a massive shot in that time.
It was like running into a brick wall, wasn't it? Running into Brad Singleton there.
Oh, they found the space. They found the line. Nigeria have done it. The crowd erupts here in Barrow. Nigeria get their first points outside of Africa, and it's come here at Craven Park, the Northern Competition Stadium. They're on the board.
Mustafi, is it? Is it Mustafi?
Yeah, Mustafa who's got over on that left-hand side, and after a couple of hard contacts before that, couple of fantastic hit-ups, they've been able to get over on that left-hand side edge. Do you know what? They deserve that of Nigeria this afternoon. And then we've been saying for the afternoon, the crowd goes mild. It's gone wild down to our right-hand side here, just rewarding and giving the effort against this for this Nigerian side against the Cumbrians. And Mustafa, former Super League man, of course, over on that left-hand side, being able to get the ball down. And a collector's item, no doubt, for Mouis Mustafa, being able to score for your country. On an afternoon where they have been well and truly put into the mud at times from this Cumbria side, but over on that left-hand side, being able to get the ball down. And Rio Corkill tags on the extras. Them kicking classes of Ellis Archer have been working for Rio Corkill. It's Cumbria 66, Nigeria 6. All the 6 is done.
What you're seeing right here is the reason why we love this sport. How can a team be 66-0 up, and the loudest cheer of the day comes when your opposition scores against you. I think that just sums it up.
Yeah.
As the players were getting back into position, the crowd were on their feet. They're still cheering for them now. Rio Corcoran in front of his family. He puts 2 points on the board to another loud cheer. You got to love it. You got to absolutely love this sport.
They've never given up. They've never let their heads drop. And like you say, Mustafi in particular, he's been taking it to him all afternoon and deserves that try. You know, I think I've got a secret liking, admiration for the 9, the hooker. He's also done very well. I also like his haircut. It looks like B.A. Baracus. I don't know how he's getting home, but he's going on no plane.
You've been sat with me for too long, Graham. I love it.
You like that? You have that one?
No, thanks.
I'm here all week.
From kick-off then, Nigeria let that ball bounce and bobble. The chase from Cumbria have kept them down inside their own 10. 8 minutes to go now then. I told you Nigeria were going to score. I predicted it at the start of the game. Cumbria 66, Nigeria 6. The ball has been bobbled. Oh, and it's Balogun that's dropped that ball. Furious with himself. So it's going to give Cumbria an opportunity. Looking
I got
down.
the 6-bit right, Dan.
Yeah. Did you? Which 6-bit?
I said 6, something at 6, 24, 26.
I had you 28 to 30 or more.
To 6.
To 6. Did you say it 6?
Yeah.
I don't think you did.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I did.
We need to get VAR on that one.
Scrum down then, head and feed to the Cumbrians. They've got acres of space here on this left edge, almost like a 4-on-2 being set up here. I think the Nigeria's outside have just noticed this, and now they're shifting the players across. Luke Cresswell joins the line. The ball does come out towards this left-hand side. They've got the space, acres of space. It's going to be Broadbent down in the corner. He started this one off on the 4th minute, and with 7 minutes to go, Broadbent in again for his second of the afternoon. Cumbria break 70. Cumbria 70, Nigeria 6.
You seen that one coming, didn't you? You called it. There was
away.
no communication from the Nigeria backline to be able to to recover fast enough, and could have walked in that corner. Could Shane Toll, to be fair, he probably could have crawled into the corner. There was that much space on this left hand side, but yeah, down in the left hand side corner, and Cumbria establish themselves and get the try. Was it their 13th of the afternoon, and Jay Carter looking to tag another one on with his what will be his 10th conversion.
Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, be number 10 if he gets this one from this far left-hand side.
Difficult one, however.
The Cumbrian calculator's going ski whiff today with all these points. We've been in for a treat, haven't we?
You'll have to get your abacus help.
I'm old. I ain't that old. Jake Carter then from this far left touch line. Wind, I don't think the wind direction has quite made its mind up all afternoon. It's predominantly in his favour.
Yeah, it'll be blowing it towards the sticks.
It's the left and right is hard to judge at the moment. And he's just drifted that one wide of the post. So it's going to remain here with just over 5 minutes remaining. Cumbria 70, Nigeria 6.
Mr. Murphy to your left-hand side, just keeping us updated there as well. Did you enjoy Liverpool yesterday? How did you find it?
I enjoyed it actually. Yeah, like I said to you earlier doors, I just in that England game, I just wanted something to happen early doors. I wanted something feisty to happen. We got it within 5 minutes, and then it was game on after that. But in terms of a spectacle, I think that the ground was fantastic. It
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, the DJ, the lights, the fireworks, everything they did about it was really good. I'm looking forward to watching the third test over at Leeds as well, the home of Yorkshire.
Are you going?
I'm not going on. I'll be watching it on TV or listening on the BBC.
You can watch and listen to our friend Matt Newsom.
Yes, we can.
Been fantastic so far, as Matt in the 2 games.
Big dummy by Jake Carter. He's looking for an offload. The ball is still in. He's still alive. It's been kicked. He's just going to find touch now, though. A little bit too much on that one for Burns to find. As Cumbria looking to edge ever closer to the 80 mark. 4 minutes on the clock. Cumbria 70. Nigeria 6. Nigeria now are going to get possession back, though. And I mean, at this time, 4 minutes to go, fellas. I suppose I'll give you one each. I'm going to start with a tricky one. Obviously, Nigeria, they've come here. It's always going to be a tough afternoon. But for you, if we're going to pick a Nigerian player of the match as well as a Cumbrian one. We'll start with Nigeria. Your thoughts first, Graham?
Mr. Mustafi, the captain. I think he's led by example. He's been rewarded with a try. And, I'd pick him as my man of the match. Muse Mustafi.
I'm going to go through Jubril Olajide, the 9. I'm going to go a bit left field. And he's just commentator's curse before I even mention it there, that he's just been the man that stopped the ball. But we mentioned and spoke about him earlier, Don, didn't we? He was the man who had to go forward, and outside of your experience at the likes of Corkhill, Mustafa and Okoro, he's been the one that's been really leading Nigeria around the field in the small possessions they've had. So I'll go with them for the Nigerian man of the match.
We'll come to you shortly for your Cumbrian one, because Cumbria are just breaking through on that far right hand side. Then we've got 3 minutes to go here. We're going to have our summarisers picks for the Cumbrian player of the match now, but as it happens, Singleton finds a big offload to Harvey Hill. Back to Singleton. Will the captain go in? He's gone in for a looping pass over the top. The referee, though, has pulled it back. Singleton was throwing back to his junior years there. Where was his junior years at, Graham?
Sorry?
I said Singo was rolling back the years too.
Oh, I know. I heard you.
The pass didn't quite come off. Well, it almost came off, but the referee has pulled it back. And it's going to be a penalty to Nigeria, so Corkhill boots that one into touch then. So it is time for your Cumbrian awards. Then who are you two guys giving your player of the match to this afternoon?
It's obviously the big lads, the Super League lads have done really well. Ellis Gillam's done really well, but I'm going to go for Jake Carter. He's kicked really well. He's kicked conversions. He's got the team round the field and been rewarded with a try as well.
Going to go with Harvey Hill. I feel like he's been immense in both attack and defence. As Harvey, I think, really wanting to put himself on the front foot in black and white, as he will be next season as well. Of course, over at the KC Stadium over in Hull, so be wanting to yet again. He'll be in pre-season again in a couple of weeks, and the likes of him, Singleton and Gillam, we mentioned, who's going to be in Super League next season. It's great that several weeks after the season is finished in terms of the domestic season, that they still kept themselves in a shape and put their hands up to represent the county. And he's my man of the match this afternoon for Cumbria. Is Harvey Hill.
Knock on there by Mustafa. Nigeria haven't heard the call again. Got a little bit excited.
Don't think anyone did. I certainly didn't hear a whistle. I only seen the knock, and this is the sort of the signal from our man in the middle this afternoon. So it's scrum down, head and feet to Cumbria, and an opportunity now as we head into the final minute, potentially the final set, maybe to get some more points on the board. I
just want to give a shout out as well to Ellis Archer. I think coming into this game, I was quite surprised. I won't lie, when I seen him starting with the season. He's had a treacherous few years of injuries and things like that, and now he's moving into the coaching side of the game for himself. But I think he's put in a good performance this afternoon. He's set lots of things up, and he got a couple of tries for himself as well. And I think just for the sheer surprisingness, that's the right word, how he's caught me off guard there. I think Ellis Archer deserves a mention. Just waiting for the official attendance here, is it?
And the Northern Competition Stadium in Barrow was 1,475.
1,000. Well, 1,475 people have rocked up here to the Northern Competitions Stadium, Craven Park in Barrow, to see history made as Nigeria played their first game ever outside of Africa. Historic afternoon for the Green Hawks. Very, very first match outside of their home ground. Cumbria were just too ruthless. Power through the middle, polish on the edges, and the locals loved every single minute of it. Job done certainly was. Cumbria 70, Nigeria 6, 13 tries in all for the Cumbrians, and it was the highlight of the day for me from Muez Mustafa, scoring Nigeria's first ever try in Europe for that Nigerian team that allowed us cheers of the day. Successfully converted by the Cumbrian Nigerian in Rio Corkhill. Great afternoon, fellas. Enjoyed every single second of it, have we?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, the game started first couple of sets for Cumbria not as they may have wanted. They didn't have the ball control. Soon got into the rhythm though, and the score says everything else after that. But like I said before, Nigeria never give up. They kept going, kept soldiering on, and were rewarded with a try. But good afternoon. and the people that have come have probably enjoyed the entertainment.
Yeah, cracking afternoon, absolutely cracking afternoon with what you want. And yeah, don't get me wrong, you want a few more competitive games out there, don't you? And didn't have that competitive element to it after the opening sort of quarter, but Cumbria stuck to task, Nigeria stuck to task, and it's given it up for being a cracking afternoon's rugby league down here, played in front of just short of 1,500 down here in Barrow this afternoon, and you'll be wanting this now to be a springboard for both sides, really. Obviously Nigeria to continue their development, but for Cumbria, the third game in 4 years, and we want to see this annual get together of the county's best players. And we look back at the old days when the Aussies and the Kiwis come to town. Unfortunately, you're not going to get that these days, but if you can get your Francis and your such things like that, if you get teams coming on tour, can you get a midweek match? I know it's not that they don't bring the squads they used to do, but this is what you want. You want to see Cumbria more often than not after what was that hiatus of 11, 12 years when he was Cumbria then played Jamaica a few years ago. It's now 3 games in 4 years. You want to see this, and you want to see this continuing and give the opportunity for the county's best players to be on show in the home county.
Could you see a county's cup or something like that?
I just don't think there's an appetite for it anymore. Unfortunately, I think now there's no teams in Lancashire anymore. They're all either in Cheshire or Greater Manchester or whatever it is these days. You know what I mean? Such things like that. But I just think there's definitely a scope for these end of season representative games, and whether it be Wales or Ireland or Scotland or there's plenty of scope there for these sort of representative games to continue over the next few seasons, and hopefully it does so. Long may it continue, and we get to see more and more Cumbrian action.
I'm just hoping to see the Nigerian team do a bit of a lap of honour. I think they are starting to do that now over on that far side. The Cumbrian fans here are definitely showing their appreciation for this many of which have had to travel over as well from Africa. They've gave us a great show, and I'm sure they've enjoyed themselves today and learnt a lot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's only going to be good for the development, and many's going to look at the scoreline and go, what was the point of that? But in terms of the development and what that does for Nigerian rugby league, and what that does to be able to take this experience back home and be in a camp as they have been in this week for a lot of them, and this is just the start of something. You certainly hope that Nigerian rugby league can continue to grow, and that rugby league around the world continues to grow, and these sort of nations, the likes of your Nigerias and your Jamaicas. We remarked throughout the commentary, 20 years ago Cumbria were beating Tonga and such things like that, and you're not going to put up a Tonga side against Cumbria now, and Cumbria, expect the Cumbria to come out on the side of the result. There's plenty of reasons why Tonga are now getting the players they are, and you're not expecting Nigeria to compete like that and get up to that sort of status anytime soon, but there's definitely a scope there that this can be the start of something for Nigeria.
Yeah, and that's a result of development work 20, 30, 40 years ago, when teams like British Amateur Rugby League, Bale have been down to the South Pacific, and they've played down there, and they've played against these sides, and when you leave it, the legacy is to the boost for the amateur game, for the youth of them countries, and now they're all they're choosing to play for their own countries as opposed to
Australia and New Zealand.
Well, it's finished full time here. Cumbria 70, Nigeria 6. But just before we go, another quick plug. We've got a testimonial coming up.
Stevie Scully's testimonial, no coverage from that one, but yes, Stevie Scully's testimonial next Friday at Derwin Park, 6:30. The main event gets underway. I think there's a Masters game on before it as well, from around about 4:30. So in action, yeah. So if you're knocking around Workington, West Cumbria, or next Friday night, nothing to do, love a bit of rugby league, get yourself to Derwin Park, support a fantastic stalwart of Cumbrian rugby league in Stevie Scully.
We're not allowed to promote Barrow Island, Graham, so anything apart from that you want to plug today?
Nothing at all. I just want to well done to the players. A final well done to the Nigerian players for coming here and giving it a go.
I just want to say this is our 10th month on air this season. We started in January on that side. Here we are now in November.
That explains why my toes have gone numb.
Summer sport, this apparently. Summer sport. We started in the snow in January, and the back end of that stand, me and you doing the pre-season game, Barrow and Whitehaven, and we finished it back here at Barrow, a full circle of 2025 Cumbrian Rugby League action, and hopefully more to come next season.
Hopefully so. Well, guys, big thank you to Jordan Weir and Graham Dale, of course, the Cumbrian Dream Team, joining me on air this afternoon. We'll be back, well, I imagine January, possibly February time, but stay tuned and don't forget, plenty more action. Get yourself down to Derwent Park for Scully's testimonial. Until the next time, stay classy, Cumbria.